Welcome to section 4, which is a discussion of the WordPress backend. So the WordPress backend is where you'll be logging in order to make changes to the website. So you can access the WordPress backend by going to the directory that you're after and then typing in this wp-admin and then hitting enter. Now, when I do it, it's going to take me to the dashboard because I've already logged in. But if I was to say go here and do it, you'll see it'll take you to the login page, right? So in the back end, there's quite a few things here. So I'm just going to run through and give you a general summary of the stuff that you need to know, and then we'll go into the specifics of pages and other things. So the first thing in the dashboard is updates. So this will tell you if you have anything that you need to update, which would be plugins, the WordPress itself, and themes. So I don't currently have any updates ready, but you'll see numbers here if there's any updates for you to do. Now, an important concept to understand when you're talking about WordPress is the difference between posts and pages. So the reason that you need to understand this is because WordPress, when it was originally designed, I believe, it was designed to be a blogging platform. So blogs are separate from websites. So the thing about blogs is you would have posts, and so you would be writing articles. And so if you're basically, for our purposes, if you're building static pages that you're going to be using for the website like we are going to, then you need to create pages, right? But if you're building a blog or you want to add a blog to your website, that's where you would put posts, right? So that's the difference between posts and pages. Posts are specifically used in the blog section, and pages are standalone pages for your website. The other thing to be note of is media. So media is any media files, like images basically, or video files potentially. If you've uploaded any of those, you'll find them here. Comments is, if you've got comments set up, it will allow people to comment on your posts and your pages. We won't really go into that because for the purposes of this website, we won't need comments. Elementor is, we won't be using this because we're using Royal Elementor, but just keep in mind that that's what this is. Templates is, sometimes you'll find things in here. We won't really be using this that much. Royal Add-ons is the one that we're going to be using. So you won't be going in here very much, but if you're trying to edit something and you can't find where it is, a lot of the times if you go into here and you go into Theme Builder, you will find, for instance, sections for headers and stuff like that. So if you install a template, like if you install, say, a theme, a ready-made theme, and you're trying to find where to edit something, and you can't see it in the pages section, then you would go into here. Astra is the details for the actual theme that we installed. Appearance is where you can actually do a couple of things, which is you can select your themes. So you can choose from here which theme to have active, and you can also find new themes using the Add New Theme feature. You can also customize your menus here, which we will go into when we actually create a menu. Plugins is where we were working in this area before, but plugins is essentially adds features to your WordPress website. And you can see here we've got Elementor installed, Royal Elementor add-ons, WP Optimize, WP Sweep. Users is where you can create users and add new users and give them and set what their access is going to be. Tools is, we really won't be using this very much, but just it is there. So it has a few features in there, like import and export the website, depending on what you do. Now, settings is where we will have a separate section on settings alone. But there's a lot of stuff in here that is handy to know, especially if you're trying to find out how to do something. So this was a discussion of WordPress, we're going to move on to part 2 of this section, which is discussion on pages.